Hello, I'm Lawrence Flores, President of ProActive Network Consulting. We're an IT consulting firm serving small businesses in the San Francisco Bay Area for over 28 years. Tech support with the human touch means that when a customer calls in, we want to listen to what their true problem is. So oftentimes technical people are very focused on just getting to the resolution or getting to what the technical solution is. I really pride ourselves, I think, in hiring people who are sensitive to what's really going on with the user on the other end, maybe having some empathy that they're in a bad situation or maybe they're in a time crunch. When we hire people, we really look for people who are happy to serve, to help people who are maybe in a crisis because they have a deadline or they're trying to get home to their families. For us, tech support with the human touch is just listening, understanding that, people have different needs, people are going through different situations. And so I think our staff does an excellent job of really being sensitive to that and trying to understand beyond just what the technical problem is and get them to a resolution quickly so they can get on with their jobs. I think a lot of times when customers call in, they're maybe in an agitated state because their computer isn't behaving properly, an application isn't behaving properly. The first thing is we just need to understand that it's not personal. Our staff does a great job of trying to separate the anger from it being directed specifically at them. I think a lot of technologists maybe take it personal, look down on the user for maybe being emotional about the situation. We all have deadlines, we're all under pressure. And so, we really try to separate out the emotion from what the true problem is, not take it personal, try to get the root at what's the true problem. We answer the phone, we answer the email quickly. So customers know that they're going to hear from us in minutes, not days, not hours, not weeks. The fact that there's that trust that we build by over time, taking the call live, responding to the email quickly, and they calm down quicker because they're talking to somebody, so they've been heard. Once they've been heard, we can get them to a resolution. It definitely makes it easier to solve tech problems with clients when you've developed trust and rapport. You develop a sound relationship with them where, one, there's results. It really comes down to, are we delivering results that the customers can really effectively see impacting how quickly they can get back to work? Part of the way we do that is when we onboard new clients, we're really looking for some quick wins where we can identify problems that are pain points from maybe the previous vendor, and we can really zero in on those and get those problems resolved so that the users see that we are really results oriented and results focused. The second thing, and the second way we build trust, is responsiveness, right? So typically when we meet with clients and we ask them, hey, how's the relationship with ProActive? First thing out of their mouth is, you guys are so responsive, your whole team across the board. And that's because we answer the phone, we respond to the emails, we don't leave them hanging with, wondering if we're going to call them back. So once that trust is established and then we've developed the rapport, I think it's much easier to gain the trust from the client so that they take our recommendations. Also, it allows us to have a relationship in a way that we are able to get a little bit of forgiveness from them while we're trying to resolve a problem. We can't fix them immediately, but they know we're going to get them to a solution. So that rapport, that trust is really important to develop early on. And throughout the relationship, you have to deliver day in, day out. So developing trust and rapport with the client, the real value comes from they become more honest with us around what's truly going on. Oftentimes when we start working with a new client, they're a bit guarded around giving us the full picture. It's like going to your doctor and making them kind of guess what ails you. In the process of developing trust, in the process of developing rapport, we truly understand how important that is to the relationship, because once you establish that, the customer is more likely to give you the full picture as to what's going on. For example, if a company's not doing well and maybe they don't have the money to do an upgrade, or maybe they don't have the money to buy another subscription, or whatever the case may be, if they let us know about that, then we'll do whatever we can to extend the life of their computers. We'll look to see where they can maybe save money so that it becomes a true partnership. But if they don't tell us that there's financial issues, or they don't tell us that there's pressure from their customers, or maybe they lost a customer, then it's really hard for us to know how to best help them, because a lot of times the way we go about helping them has nothing to do with technology from the technical perspective. It could be extending the life of that laptop by another year. It could be helping them archive old space so that they can save money on data storage. Maybe it's they have too many licenses and helping them do a cleanup on there. So to the degree that we can really develop the rapport, develop the trust, and then the customer really shares truly what's going on in their business, much, much better results that we can bring to the table. The reason why customers are, I think why being responsive to our customers is so important to them is because all of us have experienced calling a vendor, leaving a voicemail, nobody answering the call, or sending an email, and then we wait. So many of our clients are in time-sensitive industries, law firms, CPAs, financial services, companies that are really driven by timelines, want to know that their vendor has heard them and is working on a resolution. That's a true proactive value, is being responsive. And we definitely live by it, which I'm really proud of our folks for focusing on that and always making sure that that's the number one thing. Email in the inbox, everybody can see the inbox throughout the company. So if someone needs to step in, they can step in. If somebody leaves a voicemail, it texts multiple people within the company because we don't want anything to fall through the cracks. And once we develop that, a lot of times we'll get customers that'll call us around things that are really not our responsibility, depending on the vendor, the alarm company, the camera company. Maybe you guys can help us with our video cameras because they're down and it's important to maintain security around our building, and you guys answer the phone. So we've heard that so many times from our customers, and it really gives me a lot of satisfaction that we set out to be responsive. Like I said, when we meet with our customers for our annual CIO meeting and we ask them how our relationship is going, first thing out of their mouth is, you guys are so responsive to our phone calls, our emails, our requests. A lot of times I think customers were the ones proactively reminding them, hey, we're waiting to hear back on this issue. We're waiting to hear back on this issue. It might be a little annoying at sometimes, but I think deep down they appreciate that they're not having to follow up with us. We're doing the following up with them. I've always made the comment that people just want to get home to their families. Our job is to help them be productive, help them meet a deadline. As a husband and as a father, that's always been near and dear to my heart, to make sure that I was home for dinner. When I look at our customers and I see them stressed or trying to meet a deadline, and I remind our employees the same thing, really at the heart of what the problem is that they want to get home to their family. They want to do a good job, but they also have families, and that's what they're out there working so hard for. So we really want to honor that, and we want to make sure that despite what the technology is, the problem is really a human problem, which is I want to get my work done and I want to get home. And that's how we want to focus around the user experience for these individuals. It's not about the technology. Technology is just a tool. Just like the car will get them home, their laptop is going to get the job done, so that they can go home to really what's most important to them, which is spending time with their family, being present for their families. When we talk about a human touch or we talk about a user experience, the reality is that it's more about that, and people understanding that that's really at work here. So when a customer calls in and they're angry, they're frustrated, they're mad, it's not they're mad at us. They're just mad at maybe they're missing their kid's soccer game, or maybe they're gonna miss dinner with the family because they know that this technical failure has created a situation where they're not going to be able to leave work on time. Ultimately, we want the technology to always work for our customers. So we try to proactively identify things that can make the technology more reliable. But the bottom line is technology is going to fail or fail you at any given point. And so our responsiveness, our ability to address your needs quickly, we hope will truly create a situation where you can have the freedom to forget about tech. If this resonated with you, please reach out. I'd love to have a conversation and see if ProActive can help your business.